You've done everything right. You got the degree, you climbed the ladder, you have the life that should make you happy. So why do you feel a quiet, persistent hollowness, like you're a guest in your own life? Most people think they know the answer to this. They're wrong. This feeling has no simple cause, and the smartest minds disagree completely on how to fix it. One side says you've betrayed your soul, the other says your soul is a myth. Where do you stand? By the end of this, you might change your mind. The first sign is often the most confusing. You achieve a major goal, and you feel nothing. That promotion you worked weekends for, the diploma you took on debt to get, the house in the good school district, they arrive. You post the photo. You accept the congratulations, and then, in the quiet moment after the celebration fades, a flat grey emptiness settles in. You expected relief, you expected joy. You got Tuesday. From one perspective, this is the clearest signal your internal compass can send. It's screaming that you've been navigating with someone else's map. This view holds that you have a core, authentic self, a blueprint for a life that is uniquely yours. When you build a life that violates that blueprint, even a life that looks successful to everyone else, your spirit cannot live there. The hollowness you feel is the echo in a beautiful empty monument built for a stranger. The success is real. The life is the lie. Every pang of jealousy you feel when you see someone on an unconventional path, the friend who quit their job to be a potter, the cousin who moved to a tiny cabin, is your authentic self mourning the life it was meant to live. Your envy is a homing beacon. It's pointing toward your true north. That's a powerful story. It gives your dissatisfaction a noble cause. But there's a problem. What if this authentic self is a ghost? What if looking for a pre-written blueprint is the very thing keeping you trapped? A different school of thought argues that you are what you do. Repeatedly. There is no fixed, true self to find. There is only the self you are currently building with your daily actions. You are a garden, and your habits are the seeds. If you feel empty, you don't need to excavate a hidden identity. You need to look at what you've been planting. The emptiness isn't a betrayal of a mystical soul. It's the logical outcome of a system. You performed actions, studying, working late, networking, whose external rewards, like money and status, fail to provide the internal nourishment you actually need. You've become an expert at growing a crop you have no taste for. The fantasies you have about escaping to a new life are a symptom of a system under unsustainable stress. It's your brain looking for an exit ramp off a highway that's leading nowhere you want to go. The solution is brutally simple. You don't find yourself. You choose a new set of actions, and you build a new self, one action at a time. That sounds refreshingly practical. Just change what you do. But it seems to ignore the immense gravity of the life you've already built. It's easy to say start planting new seeds, but what about the forest you've already grown? This brings us to another warning sign. You find yourself constantly justifying your own unhappiness. You have a list of rationalizations you repeat to yourself and to others. The money is too good to leave. I've invested 10 years in this career. My parents would be heartbroken. It's a stable job in an unstable world. You become the most articulate defender of your own prison. The architect theory sees these rationalizations as the very bars of the cage. Each reason is another lock on the door. You defend the bad blueprint because admitting it's wrong means confronting the terrifying possibility that years, or even decades, have been wasted. It feels like a total loss. The emotional cost of admitting you climbed the wrong mountain is so high that your mind will invent any story to convince you that this is the right mountain. After all, you're protecting the investment, you're honoring the sunk cost. You tell yourself it's about pragmatism. It's actually about fear. The fear of what it would mean to tear it all down and start again with an empty plot of land. And yet, the other side has its own explanation, one with less romantic drama. Your rationalizations are a classic case of cognitive dissonance. Your brain cannot hold two conflicting ideas for long. One, I am a smart, capable person, and two, I have spent years making a choice that makes me miserable. The friction is unbearable, so the brain rewrites the story. It changes the second idea. The misery becomes stability. The cage becomes security. The emptiness becomes a small price to pay. This has very little to do with a betrayed core self. It has everything to do with the basic predictable wiring of a human brain trying to protect its own sense of coherence. You can't clearly explain how you got here, because there was no single grand decision. It was 1,000 tiny logical compromises, each one perfectly sensible at the time. You didn't take one wrong turn. You made 1,000 imperceptible adjustments until you ended up 1,000 miles off course. So one view says your story is a lie to protect you from a spiritual crisis. The other says it's a cognitive glitch to resolve a logical paradox. The end result is identical. You feel stuck. This feeling bleeds into everything, even your leisure. You notice your relaxing activities have become just another form of work. You're not hiking, you're training for a half marathon you can post about. You're not learning guitar for fun, you're trying to master it in 6 months. You don't have hobbies, you have productivity projects in disguise. Socializing feels like networking. Reading feels like research. There is no off switch. The gardener's perspective sees this clearly. Your entire system has been optimized for one function: forward progress. Achievement is the only reward you've trained your brain to recognize. In a system like that, stillness feels like failure. Rest feels like weakness. Doing something purely for its own sake, with no measurable outcome, feels deeply uncomfortable, even lazy. Your operating system simply has no mode for idle. It's a machine built to pursue someone else's definition of success, and it is running itself into the ground because it literally doesn't know how to stop. The architect would frame it differently. The constant, frantic motion is a form of anesthetic. It's noise, it's a carefully constructed wall of busyness to drown out the one quiet, terrifying question: is this really it? If you ever truly stopped, if you ever allowed for genuine, unproductive silence, you will be forced to confront the profound mismatch between the life you are living and the one your soul craves. The hustle is a distraction. Your addiction to productivity isn't a feature, it's a bug. A bug designed to keep you from looking at the error message flashing on the screen of your own consciousness. You're running from the ghost in your own machine. This is the core tension of the entire debate. One path offers meaning, a destiny, an authentic self to be honored. It tells you your emptiness is significant. It's a sacred call to adventure. But it can also lead to a dangerous passivity, endless journaling and self-reflection, waiting for a lightning bolt of clarity that may never come. You can spend a lifetime trying to find a passion that is meant to be built. The other path is brutally pragmatic. It offers a lever you can pull right now. Change your inputs. Walk in a different room. Talk to different people. Do one small thing differently tomorrow. It demystifies the problem. Your life is a math equation, and you can change the variables. But this view can feel cold, mechanical. It can feel like it strips the soul from the machine, leaving you as just a complex bundle of behaviors shaped by external stimuli. Is there no deeper purpose? Are we just algorithms responding to our programming? Is your desire for a more meaningful life just a glitch in the code, or is it the whole point? So what do you think? When you look at the gap between the life you have and the life you want, where do you place the blame? Is the problem a lost blueprint, a betrayal of a core identity you must now rediscover? Or is the problem the soil you're planted in and the work you do every day, requiring you to start the hard labor of building a new garden from scratch? Do you excavate a self you believe was buried? Or do you pick up a shovel and start planting something new, knowing that you'll become whatever grows?